What's up? Jeremy Yang, the online ads guy. So thanks for coming back to listen to another episode. Today we spoke to Lionel. Lionel's actually a outsourcing specialist. He has his own business doing it. Have done it for a while. He's a very busy guy, and I was able to go in his office today. He was nice enough to invite me to his office today. And, I got to meet his business partners. And what I really want to talk about, and you might think, well, outsourcing is everywhere. Yeah, outsourcing is everywhere, except that with the way Lionel does it, it's not an ongoing fee. It's a one-time. He's got a platform for you to go find your people as well. So he's got technology behind it. It's gonna rival some big players in Australia. So the business model is very interesting because it's only one time. So he truly wants to support small and medium-sized businesses grow, and the only way he's going to get recurring income is if you are happy with your first resource, and as you continue to grow, you go back to him for more. And the vetting process and everything else is where he really stands out, I think, anyway. So yeah, we spoke about that. We spoke about a bunch of other stuff. Just I didn't realize that the scope of his business, how big it was. I really appreciate the time that we spent together. If you're interested in that type of thing, give it a listen. All right. Welcome back to another episode. So today I'm with Lionel. Lionel, it's such a great pleasure to see you again. We met at BNI, and this is thanks for inviting me to your workplace. I actually didn't know how what an operation you have here. It's massive, actually.
No.
How many local people you got out here?
We actually have, let me have a think, probably 19 people onshore.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And we have roughly around 40 to 50 offshore.
Yeah.
So virtual assistants. Yeah.
Yeah. Massive. Yeah. So I met you through our BNI chapters, and at the time, still at the moment, SourceU is a huge part of your business as well, right? And that's the part that really relates to what we do in marketing, because a lot of that is done by offshore teams and things. Yeah. You actually have a unique model, which I never got to understand, because I think you don't have the ongoing recurring model for some of it.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yes. Please tell us more, man.
Yeah. And I just want to say, really appreciate you coming out, and thanks for
100%.
Having me on your podcast.
Yeah. 100%.
Feel honored. It's a long time coming. I think me and myself and Jeremy have been speaking about this for nearly a year in May last year.
Yeah, that's right. And I think you went overseas for a little bit as well.
I went overseas. We were just talking about China. So I love going to China.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you were Vietnamese.
It's all right.
For Hong Kong. No, all right, cool.
That's what my girlfriend says. Well, thanks for having me. Just talking about SourceU. So maybe I can tell you the origins and the beginnings of SourceU. So SourceU was created because we just saw a really big gap in the market. So there's a lot of BPO and agencies. So what you're speaking about is that virtual assistants that were, I guess, placed into other businesses and managed by another company. Yeah. For us, we hire direct, meaning that we recruit the virtual assistant. So we source them, we pre-vet them, we ensure that they're compliant, and we ensure that they fit your right organization and place them directly into the business. And the whole reason for this is because we believe that that's the best way for a business to operate. And as a business owner, we understand you don't have infinite time, you don't have infinite resources, and you don't have infinite capital. So in saying that, we've trialed every model in terms of hiring onshore, doing BPO and direct. Yeah. And for us, it's just want to help other business owners and founders. Hey, we can help you save costs, but also scale your business and grow your business at the same time.
But what's unique about your thing is that is it a recurring or is it a one-off for you?
It's just a one-off placement fee.
That's the thing, though. I think people understand about the time saving and the cost savings, right? And also, I'm going to get controversial for saying this, but like the onshore, right? There's super. There is a lot of laws, right? And there's people try to trick the system. Yeah. So with an organization like your size, we're talking about, bullying, harassment. And then if that comes up, you're in trouble no matter what. Right? It doesn't matter if you do it or not. If you did it or not, they're gone, right? So, and I think because I use a lot of people from offshore as well. I think the hunger is there.
Yeah.
They're more hungrier. But most businesses will understand all of that. But most businesses don't understand how you can survive off doing one-offs.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Where it's recurring model. Yeah, sure. They play someone, they keep taking a cut.
Yeah.
But you're doing differently. Yeah.
Yeah, we do it differently. Yeah. We actually don't take a cut. And as I said, it's because at the end, they should be your asset.
Absolutely.
They should be part of your team because it's all about growth and sustainability.
Yeah.
And for us, we want to see businesses grow. Why? Because I've been there, you've been there.
100%.
And it's tough out there.
Yeah, yeah.
As you mentioned, you've got your wages.
Yeah.
Then you've got your superannuation.
Yeah.
Then you've got your insurance.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you've got the cost of having an office if you need one.
Yeah, yeah.
And then now you've got payments that need to be stricter.
Yeah.
And you don't know if the government's going to introduce more taxes.
Yes.
Because next week the budgets are coming out.
Yeah.
And there's the RBA interest. So you just don't know what's going to happen. So for us, we believe in this model. We trust this model. And that's why we've started SourceU.
Yeah.
Meaning it's a once-off placement fee. Yeah. We actually help you find that person.
Yep.
And then you can hire them directly.
Right. Okay. So once that happens, it's up to the business to build that person up, etc.
Of course.
And then become so you're like really good at vetting to make sure the right person is in the business.
Of course, yeah. And I think when you look at it as well, I can be a BPO agency and I can find that person and manage them. But if you want to get that growth and scalability, you will still need to spend that time to train them inside your policies, your procedures, and your culture. And that's the biggest thing for us as well. So a lot of people will say, I'm going to find a virtual assistant.
Yeah.
They're not just a virtual assistant. They're integral part of your team. Either if they're going to be your core team or actually support your core team.
Yeah.
And people go, well, what about here? You can do both. You can have your core team that's here and you have a supporting team.
That's what I've seen.
And build it. Or you can have a virtual assistant that's building your core team and then build your scalability. And then when you hire people, the foundation's there already.
Yeah, for the thing that's there. So how do you do you find that, well, I don't know if it's the right way to ask it, but do you find it difficult because you have to keep getting new jobs, right? Every month, or you have to hit quotas, you have to hit new. You don't have to, but you know what I mean. Like, whereas there's no rest days, in this model, right?
So we don't have the reoccurring fees, but one big factor, why we don't want it, because we believe that at the end of the day, we want you to succeed. As a business owners and the founders. That's the number one thing. That we want to help your business succeed. And for us, if you can see that and you succeed, what's going to happen is that you're going to grow. And when you grow, that means you're going to have another person.
Get more. Come back to you, get some more.
Come back and get them back. And look, if you look at the economy and what's happening with Australia right now, there's going to be a breaking point where the wages, a lot of people will go, well, we can't afford the wages. Because there's wages, superannuations, and so forth.
It has to be more acceptable. They say we're going offshore. So I think there is a time when VA was like, I don't know how long ago, but was a thing to do. But then it became a dirty word because they were so bad. They were like, the quality wasn't good. And now I think at some point in time, and I would love to talk about the Australian economy after this, but at some point in time, it has to come back to be acceptable.
Sure,
That's what has to. So the 2 points I want to hit, one of them is now AI coming in. People's going to want the assistant to be AI qualified, AI trained. And I know you do one of the bigger businesses that you do here is what is it? It's like the vetting, right?
Vetting.
So you are like compliance. You understand compliance. You understand all the certifications. What is there one for assistants overseas where they're AI respected? Thing? Is there one?
Well, AI is very interesting right now because a lot of people talk about AI and what to do with it. Maybe I'll just take a step back. A lot of businesses now, whether it's small or big, they talk about AI implementation, AI execution. The biggest thing about AI is that you still need time. You still need time to actually execute it. You still need time to implement it. If you don't have a foundation of workflows, how can you place into AI?
Can't.
If you don't have the people that know how to use AI, what's going to happen? So for us, all the people, all the candidates will know how to utilize AI.
Yeah.
Whether it's Claude,
Yeah.
ChatGPT,
Right.
Nano,
Yeah.
Banana. And I think that's a big integral part of any business now.
Yes.
That it's the usage of AI.
Yeah.
Because to help implement it.
So you are like, what you are saying is that you are forward thinking enough to know that whoever you are going to find and source out yourself is going to be part of it.
Correct.
They already know.
Yeah. And look, it's, say like before, virtual assistant was a stigma against that word, but now it's very acceptable.
Yeah.
Look at most of the businesses and look at most of the multinational corporations.
They have to.
They have offshoring.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of big tech businesses, telecommunication businesses, insurance businesses.
Yeah.
They've actually have an office overseas now.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
So now it's like very acceptable because it's something that I guess you can't run away. If costs are high,
you can't. So real talk, if I was going to use everyone onshore, right? I'm telling you, my monthly recurring for like my retainer packages for the services I offer, it has to be like around 3,000 to 4,000. Right now it's 1,000, right? Because I'm the only one here. I have a full-time team. But if I had to do it like with onshore people like this, like you can't deliver.
And look, at the end of the day, like, look, I understand there is a need for onshore staff.
There is.
If you're getting taxed for every person that you're trying to give a job to, for example, if you hit a certain number, you have to pay payroll tax.
It's higher.
You want to provide back into the economy, but
not like that. Not like, cool.
So like, that's where we want to, there's a balance between.
All right, so sorry about that glitch. Now we are on a different screen now.
Okay, that's right. Technical difficulties.
So we're talking about AI, and the thing is, yes, you are forward looking to find the people that's familiar with AI. But is there a respected like badge yet for AI qualified or Claude qualified? Because I'm trying to look for one, right? But there isn't one. You are a compliance expert. You know what I mean? So you know how that works. Sometimes they got to go through a rigorous test. Something like that. Is there one that you respect yet?
Externally, I haven't seen one that I respect or that would say that, hey, they need.
That's it.
It's actually more so how they use it.
Okay.
So how we ask the questions and how we recruit is more important. So for example, if you're looking at people that are coders, if they don't know how to use Claude right now, you know that they are one step behind.
Okay.
And not saying that coders will not exist, but it's how to utilize all the tools in the market. So in saying that, because there's so many different AI, there's not a respected badge or compliance because there's just too many out there. But it's how to utilize what's needed. And I believe that depending on the role, it's how you prompt it as well. So how you prompt AI to get the question, and then how do you utilize the information?
Your rolling orders is going to be how you ask them the question during the interviews.
Correct.
To see if they actually know or if they very skin deep or how deep they are, right?
And it's that technical knowledge skill, right? Have you utilized, let's say, Microsoft Word or Excel or Adobe, like just basic things. That's something that's really basic now. Are you currently utilizing AI or have you used AI?
How are you using it?
And how are you using it?
Because
if people in the interview questions are saying that I don't really use AI or I don't enjoy using AI or something like that, you know that for me, that might be a red flag. Because you're trying to scale and build a business. You don't want to be behind the 8 ball.
No, you don't. So speaking of red flags, which is one other thing I want to talk about, you've seen so much now because you've hired so many yourself. You probably hired team leaders from over there, like to manage the team over there. You've hired technical people because you've done SourceU, which is like a tech, not tech, but like a platform, right? It's nuanced, right? It's not just a website. There's something there. Like, what are some red flags? What are some green flags that you're seeing?
So I think I'll go with the basic things of what's a good green flag. People showing up on time or early. That's a good green flag. Another thing is presentation. How they present themselves is important because
the background and stuff, lighting, background,
just even how they're presenting, if they're groomed properly. And the reason why I know a lot of people say first impressions, do they count or not? When you're interviewing someone, if they're presenting well, that means you have a certain assurance that they're going to be presenting their work to you well.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
One of the red flags that I see and is that cultural fit. It's something, and this is not just for the people that you're interviewing. It's a person that's hiring as well. What is your culture? What are your values? And do these people align with us? And the reason why is because for a business owner, you are the driving force. And people need to be able to work with you. And that's driven through what you value as a person and as a business owner. So things like if they have the same values as honesty, integrity, punctuality, these are things that you don't need to talk to them about because they have the same platform. So it's like a relationship. You want to be eliminating problems out, not introducing problems in.
So when you are finding the business owner, right? Like, do you filter any out, or you like that's just their business, whatever they want happen, they want to happen?
We don't filter anyone out. We more so try to understand who you are as a business owner and what your business does, but also what values your business.
Okay, so that's not a vetting process, but that's like a discovery process.
That's a discovery process, but that's a red for us. Once we understand discovery, then we can highlight what's the actual red flag. Rather than just getting people, they fit this mold, the checklist, and then we place them in. And then 1 month later, I don't like them. Or, they've
very costly.
And moonlighting. Meaning that they're working for someone else, or they don't respect the process. Showing up late. Or not delivering. Not completing.
That's what starts from because in my industry, there's a lot of that, and that comes from values. That comes a lot from their attitude and some are argumentative. Say, well, if I'm delivering the work, what do you care if I come on time? What if I take a half-hour break? You got the work, don't you? To me, that's attitude problem. I don't like that.
And it's mental and emotional stress. You've got a lot. You're dealing with a lot as a business owner. You wear so many hats. That's not something that you want to be dealing with. You want to be dealing with someone that's helping you grow. Like loyalty is one for a lot of people. Trustworthiness. They don't have to be the smartest. They don't have to have the most experience. But if they say, hey, I'm willing to go above and beyond, and I think that's a lot of business owners. If they say, I want them to go above and beyond, you can train them. For me, technical skills is an aspect that, yes, it's required. But at the same time, what priority do you place it in that recruitment model?
You got to balance that stuff out. So last one I want to touch on this one is the moonlighting. Can't stop moonlighting, right? It's very, very, very difficult. I mean, my people all got devices and all that. I trust them, but it's just that devices can help be secure, like viruses and all that stuff, right? But in terms of moonlighting, is there an answer, or is it just it's part of the culture? Because they're so poor over there, a lot of places.
It's part of the culture, but obviously it's not obvious, but it's part of the culture. But it could be part of their personality as well. And it also could be, and I know a lot of people may not like this, but it could be a part of your culture as well.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that if you have a great culture, or
the employers,
employers, So in saying that, if and look, you can't stop it. You don't know what's happening out there. Even here. You don't know if people from working from look, COVID's changed it. Working from home. Hybrid models, you don't know if they're actually doing other jobs right now, right?
That's right.
We're sitting here, they could be out doing another job, doing deliveries. They offer an hour, offer 2 hours, you don't know.
No idea.
But how do you stop it? Understanding your cultures, your values, and then hiring the right person that fits into it, that can see your vision, that understands what's happening in your business and where you want to take it.
Okay, cool. I think that sounds a lot of the stuff. I think that, when I talk to guests, I'm always thinking, well, what else I can learn from it? I think we align on a lot of those things. And, I've come to the terms that, you do your best you can, and you just hope that they're loyal to you.
100%.
And that's what we can do.
And look, there's nothing that's guaranteed, nothing that's perfect.
No.
But at the same time, if you have that help and 80%, 90% of your workforce or your people that's working for you doing what's right, and actually following your policy procedures, your culture, and see your vision.
That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for. That's 90% that, you have that help and support. And I think that's where a lot of business owners, they struggle because they want to keep everything internal. Meaning that they need to do everything yourself.
That's definitely wrong.
And that's where burnout, like I believe that you've been there, I've been there, where you're working late nights and
I still do it. I try not to, but I definitely still do it. In terms of going into the Australian economy, so at the moment it's the 7th of May, whenever it's released, and I think the
12th of May,
the whenever this episode is released.
I'm not sure, but
by the time they watch it,
hopefully it gets released.
So when it gets released, so do you have views and stuff on the economy, the budget coming down, and all that? I know that me and you both have financial expertise, but you deal with a lot of businesses.
So I think it's just important to know what's happening with the Australian economy, because what happens affects individuals. It affects families, but then at the same time, it affects businesses, because if individuals or families aren't spending, how does that affect businesses? So for me, and I think a lot of businesses, it's like what's being introduced into the budget, what's being cut. And then how do you actually navigate if you got to pay more taxes or things are getting cut? And during this period, a lot of people are watching their spending. And if you're watching your spending, you got to strategize. But this is where SourceU can help using a virtual assistant or offshoring, because you have to look at your costs. And if your costs are high, and we all know that sometimes your costs are related to the onshore staff, what are you going to do? Like your business has to survive.
Let me ask you this then. So do you deal with a lot of first timers that's never done offshoring before?
Of course,
You do get a lot of that. People are fearful. People go, tell me what this is about. And you help them walk them through it.
Walk them through it, 100%. And that's why we started SourceU, is because we just want to help business owners and founders. And look, it's not an easy journey as a business owner. As a founder, like there's so many things to learn, and there's so much knowledge. And just having that extra help or that support, or having that people that have done it, like such as yourself, I think it's so vital,
from my own business, what I can see right now around May and June, I think the spend is down in terms of ad spend. People are nervous. People are definitely not spending. You can see it. Not just Australia. I have a lot of clients in the US. I've always believed in this model anyway. But it's very unique. Cool. Was there anything else that you wanted to add to the conversation?
No, I think
you covered it. We covered everything.
At the end of the day, look, for I think myself and yourself, just want to help businesses. It's, even though when we see it might be tough, maybe it's an opportunity to look at your business, strategize, reach out to. I really believe that consultants or experts or people go into the field, ask these questions, engage. The reason why is because being a business owner, sometimes it's very lonely, but you have people there to support you. And that's what SourceU, and that's what Jeremy, like me and him, have a lot of conversations together, just talking about our businesses. So for us and for me, just helping out and showing, hey, even though it might look daunting, there's opportunity,
No, for sure. So for me, I think that if I was going to sell or pitch anything to the audience, I'll be saying that if there's an agency that you are using and you are spending money and you're not using all of the stuff that you used to pay for, unbundle it, and then, pick it out yourself on what you can do yourself, and try to outsource some of the stuff and just try and see how it goes. Cool. Lionel, thanks, man. Thanks for having me in the office, bro.
Thank you so much.
I'll get these recordings off you, and then we'll edit it. We'll just make it smooth. Publish it. All right, done.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks,
Jeremy.
Hey, what's up? Jeremy Yang, the online ads guy here, owner of Digital Goliath Marketing. If you found whatever you're watching helpful, you found it interesting, like, subscribe, comment, suggest other topics you think we should cover here. We've aimed to release weekly episodes, helping SMEs with marketing, advertising, talking to professionals about growth, processes, all that good stuff. All right, see you on the next one.